What's up, everybody? Pastor Jay is here, and we are recording for this week on Project Fear. If you guys are new, what I basically do is I take a strong word, and for example, hope, and I'll compare and contrast the definitions between the definition out of the dictionary and the definition out of the Bible, and see the good in both, and also be able to take the word and make it into an acronym. So helping others prove everything and correlate that acronym with the definition. Um, I do this because I post this on Facebook to spread positivity, to spread that motivation that everybody needs, but to ensure that the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is spoken. Now, yes, this is also based on my opinion, my belief. So if you guys do not like it, I am sorry, but you do have the choice whether you want to turn this off or on. And I'm not going to be offended, but just give it a chance. You never know. Um, what I wanted to do this time is take the opposite word of hope and do that definition. And that definition actually, or that word, is fear. Hope helps you rise. Fear can bring you down. Fear in the dictionary is nothing but an unpleasant arousal of danger, evil, and pain. Um, but more importantly, in the definition with God's word, it is described how we believers in God give the idea of respecting and being in awe, and we put those ideas as fear. We put the idea of I respect God, I fear God in a sense, kind of like your parents. And that's the way to necessarily look at them. Don't look at them and say, oh, if they fear God, I should fear God. I don't want to believe in something like that. Why should I? Just give it a chance. You never know what happens. You know, fear can control your life if you let it. That's why Tupac even said mentality is everything. And you just need to make sure that you realize you choose to believe what type of fear in life you want to choose in. Whether you're going to fear God and the way you respect Him, or you feel He's an imminent threat. But the thing is, what people don't realize that He isn't. No matter what, He's going to love you and care for you. And that's how that fear dissipates out of thin air. It leaves you. You know, I was worried about not being able to provide those around me by, using my car, for example. When it started breaking down, I had a broken, it's just so much repairs to it. But on April 27th, and it was still the day, that my car was still being fixed, I just realized I couldn't let it control me. I had to let it go. Fear can control you if you let it. Some people even fear of asking things. Some people fear bugs. Some people fear rejection. Some people fear pain. And they'll use vices for that. When it's not even a necessity, that's a want. In a sense of nullification. But what I did is I used the word and made an acronym out of it. And the first one is feeling, and the whole entire acronym is feeling, emotional, arousal, regretfully. So this first week is feeling, but there's one thing I really wanted to really talk about as far as like a quote, or if anything, a saying, and is actually used in After Earth with Will Smith. And it talks about how you must realize that fear is not real. It truly is not. You should realize it is only a product of thought that you create. Do not misunderstand me. Danger is imminent. The fear is a choice. And the definition of feeling is a physical or mental impression, emotional or moral sensitivity, as in relation to the principles or personal dignity. So your feelings are what's so important to you because they control how you think, how you process things. Like, how does that make you feel when someone breaks up with you? How does that make you feel when that person shows up out of nowhere with a thing of ice cream, a rose, and wanting to be with you? How does it make you feel when you get that text? How does it make you feel? Feelings are important in life. It's what we have every day that affects the choices that we choose to make. Feelings can control especially what we like in our lives and what we don't like. Proverbs 29:11. A fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back. Which means don't give all yourself away. You need to that you make sure that you are strong, that you're grounded. Don't just let go of everything, just not have a care in the world. You got to make sure you have feelings for yourself. You got to make sure, yeah, you care for yourself. It talks about how sometimes we may have the feelings that maybe we want to say that are not for the best also. Your jealousy or even a misinterpretation could lead to that, and it could lead, by voicing that, you feel embarrassed, humiliated. But by holding thy tongue, you can observe the environment around yourself and see whether it's best fit for yourself. You need to make sure that, like, obviously God comes first in your life, but like everybody else around you, you got to make sure you come first. You can't put people in front of you and then take care of yourself. You got to make sure you're yourself. You got to make sure your crops are watered, your seeds are growing before you can help water anybody else's, before you can actually help someone else. It's like a doctor. Doctor is sick, but is it best fit for him to actually take care of someone else when he's sick? No. You know, the, that also, more importantly, you may not want to get yourself into anything from jeopardizing your feelings with God. By jeopardizing that, you may lead a life into the abyss of fear. Your feelings can control whether you want to fear something. Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And then Ephesians 4:19, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanliness with greediness, which is basically saying, if I can scroll this down, yeah, computers are great these days, huh? Which pretty much means that if the feelings they have or have had or may not want to have for God has become so calloused that they turn towards what they feel that is good for them at the moment. Wait, that numbification coming back again. Whether it's drugs, money, sex, alcohol, any of those. And it shouldn't be the case. You are putting your faith at stake for what others that may break it. And then what are you going to do? Just stand there and watch your world burn? You're going to let yourself go so far into the abyss of fear to where every day you're going to be afraid of being hurt again and you just feel like you can't face it. You know, there's a reason why sometimes people look up to superheroes even, because they realize that those superheroes, no matter what, face their fears. But then there's the other way you can do in your life. You can make the choice of making that life choice towards God for the better. Are you going to feel fear in your life no matter what? Yeah, we're human. If you expect me not to fear anything that may happen to me, I mean, I'll have it for a little bit, yeah. I'm human. But here's the difference. I let it go. I let it be, and I give my problems to God. Because there's no reason why you have to dwell on that. Because if you dwell on that, it's going to eat you up on the inside. You know, it's whether you choose to move past it or not that may help you with dealing with fear, not running away from it or numbing the feeling of pain. We just have to also understand that sometimes, well, it's just more of asking ourselves, why do feelings that I am talking are so negative? Because it shows that if there's so much negativity you can put into this within fear, imagine the feelings you may have and the potential and the positivity you may have with hope. There's an analogy that I use sometimes with fear and things that we hold on to in our lives that may not be the best for us. And imagine yourself swimming in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of a storm, and next thing you know, you're being dragged underneath the water, and you're holding on to a ball and chain. But you're so comfortable with that ball and chain because you have so many memories with it that you even question yourself, is it even worth letting go? And the answer is yes. Unless you want to die, you gotta let that go. Unless you want to die, not in the sense of obviously physical matter, but just like emotionally, you need to let it go so you can rise. And there is a phrase, a quote, I should say, that I invented. With the arousal of fear, rise with hope. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. That's feeling for this week, and it's time to move forward, people. It really is. We all have to. Life does. Doesn't mean we can't. You guys have a great week. Hope to see you guys next week. And I hope, if anything, these videos help you, because that's what the videos are for. So, you guys have a great night. Stay blessed. Pastor J. Peace.